Ever since Renee got here, her energy has been great, and we're recycling a lot more. Hey, Renee.
What's up? Oh, is that recycling?
Yes.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. It's not bad.
Three, two.
This is after you.
Welcome into Montgomery and Company, new network, new season, new set. I'm still your host, Renee Montgomery, and I'm happy to be back, baby. Whether it's your first time listening or whether you've been waiting for our new season to drop, we're happy to have y'all here. This season, we're talking sports. Of course, we're talking sports, y'all. Y'all know what it is. But we're also talking all things ATL. We're talking about entertainment. We're talking about the culture. And we're talking about family business. So let's get it, all right? Now it's that time again, and we're ready to get back into our WNBA season. So here's what I'm looking forward to. All right, so starting with one, how will the Dallas Wings look after the break? They are currently tied in last place with Washington, but with Satu returning alongside the MVP of the WNBA All-Star Game, Arike Ogunbowale, it's really hard to imagine that they don't hit a win streak really soon. In New York, they're sitting at the top of the standings, and they've looked dominant at times in the first season because they've won 9 of their last 10 games that they played. By the way, they were missing Benijah Laney during some of those games, so scary team. Then, of course, y'all know I'm pulling for the home squad, the Atlanta Dream, to gain momentum during our long home stretch. We're getting healthy now with Jordan returning alongside Ryan, AG, Big Al, Tina, who, by the way, y'all are going to have to get used to my nicknames. I call Tina Charles TT, okay? So I'm looking for our home squad to get a little bit of momentum. And the last note I want to add for the WNBA news is that the 2025 WNBA All-Star location was announced, and the Indiana Fever will be the hosts. So now there's only 3 teams that have not hosted the WNBA All-Star Game. That's the Los Angeles Sparks, the Dallas Wings, and the Atlanta Dream. But guess what? I'm going to see you there in 2025. Now on to a little NBA news, and I'm spending this whole NBA news segment to talk about one thing. The Intuit Dome is going to have the most innovative arena in all of the NBA. So the Los Angeles Clippers have set out to have their arena be absolutely insane. It's going to be a fan kingdom, a player kingdom, a real home court advantage. So I want to run through some of the arena's unique features so you can get an idea of exactly what I mean. Okay, so starting with, they will have a massive halo board that's across the top, measuring almost a full acre long. The board also features fan engagement spaces with interactive games that will be happening during the game, social media features, and one of my favorite things that's going to be on the Halo is that they're going to have a Steve Cam. A Steve Cam will be a live feed of Ballmer, the team's owner, and the #1 fan of the Los Angeles Clippers because he sits in his floor seats, he's animated, so you can watch him as you watch the game. Another feature that they have is USB plugins at every single seat. Think about that. Phone's always dying. You trying to take videos. They have a plug-in right beside you. They have a grab-and-go concession stand to avoid long wait lines. They almost double the amount of bathrooms of any normal arena. They have an outdoor plaza with a community basketball court, exterior art designed by local artists. This one's crazy. They're going to provide free regional shuttles from 5 locations for all games, shows, events, anything happening at Intuit Dome starting August 15th, which, by the way, they had Bruno Mars open up. Like, this is a different type of vibes that they're going with. The 5 locations that you can come from, it's not just ones around the corner. Woodland Hills, Culver City, South Bay, El Monte, downtown LA. All of these places range from 10 minutes away to 50 minutes away, and they're busing fans in just to make sure that their fans can make it. That's going to be a crazy arena. I'm going to have to make a trip up there one time just to get in there and see what it's all about. All right, and lastly, I'm going to give my MVP of the week. So each week, I'm going to come in and give y'all my MVP of the week because I feel like Harris' social media team, They have been making it happen, y'all. They drop facts. They drop real news, not fake news, with the perfect amount of clapback, and we love to see it. A lot of times it used to be when they go low, we go high. Oh no, baby, we riding right there with you. And it's fun to watch. They're also engaging Gen Z. They're tapped in. They're speaking the same language as Gen Z, and Gen Z in turn is getting behind the VP Harris Waltz campaign. So that's all I have, but let's get into this week's episode. We'll be right back with more MoCo. Welcome into Let's Talk ATL, where we run down trending topics from the A that everybody is or will be talking about. So let's get into it. We got a little squad here. We have Don Montgomery and David Perdue joining us for this week's episode. Don, you're a journalist whose ear is always to the street. And David Perdue, listen, this guy's a comedian, so you better be funny. And he's co-host of What's Good Atlanta podcast. So we're going to get right into it. But how y'all feeling?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Likewise.
Okay, listen. All right, y'all being real. That was a little bit too buttoned up. All right,
no, I'm very excited. I was just trying to match the. I didn't know where we was.
We here.
Because I don't know if we can keep going.
Keep it 100, baby.
I can do that. Yeah.
All right. Keep it 100. And I'm gonna get it started out with this week's trending topic that I'm gonna cover. Listen, Atlanta is always on our minds, so I'm going to start out with just that. The Olympics recently passed, and there was a lot of Georgia up in it. 12 Georgia athletes bring home the gold medal. When women took the center stage, what's new? We have David. Apologize about the men to me, because women, we always have to carry y'all.
Oh, on behalf of men, I apologize.
I love that he's a good sport, but listen, women's basketball, women's soccer, women's 4x4. I mean, Simone Biles, Sha'Carri Richardson, Katie Ledecky, the list goes on. Asia Wilson.
And Jordan Childs, because she received that medal.
Okay.
We're not giving it back.
Okay.
Talk that.
So what? Let's even just go there, because I like that. First of all, just so people know, Jordan Childs, there was a situation where right after the competition ended, I heard that within 40 plus seconds, her coach said, some ain't right here.
Right.
Recheck the stats. This is me paraphrasing, y'all. So y'all gonna have to get used to this type of paraphrasing.
Love it.
This is what happened in my mind. She said, somebody check the stats, something ain't right.
The math ain't
math.
Thank you. That's what she said.
Yes.
And then they went back, they checked the stats, and they was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Jordan Childs, you now are our bronze medal winner.
Right.
Now, there was a Romanian gymnast that she ended up being a meme because we watched her be shocked and find this all out.
The tears.
Yes, and I think you're going somewhere with them tears, because I know I've seen the internet. So there were tears.
Yes.
But we had the whole ceremony. I'm talking Simone Biles, Jordan.
Beautiful ceremony.
Yes, they did a
beautiful
whole
podium.
They did a whole thing.
Yeah, it was a moment.
There was a moment.
I teared up.
Only for us, a few days later, to start to hear something on the internet talking about, what was they talking about?
Well, I generally feel like it's a matter of them saying that it was missed by a 10th of a minute or a second or something for them to kind of challenge it or whatever. But then too, they were looking at the scoring of it all. But to me, it's like, if you gave me my medal and I sit on that podium, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? That's going home with me.
David, if they asked you to run back your medal, what are your thoughts?
What medal? I got no medal. What you talking about?
They can't find it.
Yeah, what you talking about?
It's at my mama house.
Yeah, me?
It's at my mama house.
Right. It's like asking for some money back. That check has been spent, baby. What money? So now, all of a sudden, we're hearing, so the Romanian crew, they was basically like, hey, let's all just split the medal. Let's let you keep a bronze, run me a bronze. And the Olympic Committee was like, nah, baby, Jordan, you got to give me back that bronze medal.
Well, I like the split. If they were to do the split, because we would still honor the first bronze, and it would be Jordan. Period.
Facts.
But to me, it says a lot for the committee to be like, oh no, we made a mistake and we need to do X, Y, and Z. So as far as I'm concerned, I wish Johnny Cochran was still living, because we need the best attorneys to kind of like litigate that whole situation, because I think the United States is going to fight that.
Of course.
I love the diplomacy of that. Get Johnny Cochran involved. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to look right in the camera. Don't even think about coming touching my medal. Matter of fact, it's mine. And also, Flavor Flav gave me a whole new one. So I have
did you
two
see
medals.
that clock?
I have a better one than you gave me.
It was
Olympics.
nice.
Yeah, I have a clock on mine. Nobody else has that.
Listen, that was a side note of the Olympics. Snoop Dogg and Flavor Flav if anybody was the winner of the Olympics,
And Dawn Staley.
shouts to Dawn Staley. I like that
She was in there. And
Oh,
Elmo.
having the time of my life. Love Elmo. Love Elmo. Yeah.
Elmo was there. So that's my thoughts. That was my thoughts on the Olympics. Women did their thing, and shouts to Jordan. We stand with Jordan.
Yeah.
What you got, Dawn? What's on your mind?
For me, like, since we're talking about Atlanta, let's keep it here. Anthony Edwards is everything to me. I think it's amazing to see him come into who he is.
Absolutely.
He's like this unofficial face of the NBA, although they don't want to call him that, don't want to give him too much.
They don't.
But
taking it,
it's great to see someone as a product of APS, to be on the scene nationally, globally. And I just think he's just so dope. Like, to see him running behind KD.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
I've never seen anybody run behind Kevin Durant
No.
like that. So to me, it's almost like, oh.
And he's embracing it.
Yeah,
too.
I was going to say,
KD's embracing it.
KD, they literally did a campaign about KD is not nice, but KD likes Ant. Like, you can tell that he
Yes.
feels
How
like,
can you not like Anthony
Yes.
Edwards?
well,
Very
does Noah,
likable.
well, I think there was something about Noah Lyles. Did
Oh,
anybody-
child, ain't nobody staying here. Go to the party. Did you have COVID or not?
All I know he was upset that he didn't get his own shoe. And I just want to say, listen, even if you get that shoe, you're not going to sell one pair in Atlanta.
I mean,
You're not going to sell not one pair in a major
not
city.
A damn one.
So you
So
lost
let
that.
me give some context. So here I get it, like, y'all gonna get used to this. I paraphrase, all right? This is how my mind interpreted it. There was an invite sent out. Anthony Edwards, like you said, he's the up-and-coming face of the NBA. That is not up for debate. I have said that on national television, on sports shows, that Ant Edwards is him. He's next. He has the vibes. He has the energy. He has the game. And he has the personality. So, of course, Adidas recognizes that they got a thoroughbred right here in this young man from Georgia.
Okay.
And they give him his own shoe. Not a player exclusive. They give him his own mold. This is you. These are the AE1s. So they want to make it star-studded. They invite all the stars of their
Of Adidas, yeah.
of Adidas.
Yeah.
And Noah Lyles was on that list. Now, it was rumored. I have to say rumored because Noah Lyles came out and said that this is not true, but
Very
it was
convenient of him.
I mean,
it was
he picks and chooses when he wants to be the villain.
Boy. Yeah.
No, stand in that.
And he's picking the wrong time, too. It's like, you're not even good at picking. You should let somebody else pick for you. This is not
so
good.
that part. Yes. So basically, he declined, and it was rumored that allegedly he told Adidas, "Why y'all giving this man a shoe when I'm him?
Yeah.
I'm the one that's won. I'm the one that's this. I'm not going."
And I mean, they're saying, quote unquote, that this happened like a year ago. And to me, I think it's just coming to the forefront again because of the media coverage around Noah and some of the things that he's done, said, and has had to actually physically go through. So even if he did have COVID, like, what were the protocols around that? How come he wasn't able to not actually run? Like, like all of those things. So I don't know. Again, I need him. If he wants to be the villain of Adidas, sorry, please be that, because we know who Ant is. He's going to be true to Atlanta. He's so Atlanta.
He don't want that smoke.
You don't want to deal with us. Like,
specifically Ant. Can you imagine Ant getting news back and think about the roast that he's gonna have?
Oh, yeah. There's certain people you just don't want to get into that mode.
My thing is they got to race. They have to race.
No, why you gonna take Ant to his arena though?
They gotta do it. They gotta do it both. They gotta do both sides and do it for charity because we would all win.
Didn't Tyreek Hill say something?
He said that he could beat Noah Lyles in a race,
and I actually believe.
David, do you have any topics that have been on your mind this week?
You know what? I to be honest, I want to stay with the Anthony Edwards thing.
Oh Lord,
I do not necessarily that, but his commercial.
Okay, yes,
the commercial.
Yes.
I got in a conversation with a friend. I don't know if you've seen the commercial, but it's a commercial where I don't know who the guy is in his camp, but he starts off by saying the South got something to say. Yeah. I'm immediately hooked in. I'm like, he talking to me. And then there's somewhat of a choir-ish type deal where they're singing, he's got the whole world in his hands. That dropped right after the Olympics. My thing is, I had a conversation with a friend who said that he didn't like the commercial because he felt that it was somewhat blasphemous. And
how is it blasphemous?
Oh yeah. Oh, is it because he's alluding that he's God?
That's what they thought. I didn't think that.
Though.
I didn't even.
No one wants to be happy.
That's a humble man.
This is a nice plan.
I mean, for real. That's very humble of him to be like, I don't have the whole world in my hands.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, one, if you know, it's a kind of an homage to an older commercial.
Mm-hmm.
It's an
I don't know.
OKG. It's an OKG commercial
Okay.
where he's walking around, believe the city of like around Minnesota with like people jumping on his back.
Nice.
This, I feel like there's a connection there.
Mhm.
I just love the whole campaign.
Agreed.
I
Even
love
in the
all of
car.
his campaigns.
Yeah.
They have been good.
Yes. With the receipts,
Mhm.
like this, he in the same way Noah Lyles has made. I've never seen someone make so many wrong decisions in such a short period of time. I feel like Ant has made every correct decision the whole year with this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just to heighten that conversation. I'm just a big Ant fan.
I mean, so to add to it, women's basketball Olympic commercial.
Oh.
Diana Taurasi. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
I don't even like DC. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, all right.
I'm just, and I'm gonna say this in front of Renee. She's never heard me play this.
I've never. She just dropped
it's
it
just
on
like
me
a
live.
dagger, you know. But I don't really
Man,
like
this
her because
water
she's
good.
a true villain, right? So
Yeah.
I don't like the villain sometimes. But baby, when I heard that commercial, I was like, yes, girl.
Oh,
They're coming here to be second place.
that was the best commercial of the whole
And
And
Olympics.
did she tell one line in the commercial?
She did not.
All right, so you kind of like her
And the
now, is what
music-
you're
Oh.
saying?
No, that ain't what I said.
Oh, okay.
I like the commercial.
Yeah.
Great job, Nike.
Absolutely. When I heard that commercial, my first thought, who wants some? Like I was up. I
Fact.
was like, who want it?
Listen though, but talk about this because how patriotic were we during
Oh my God.
during the
baby.
Olympics? You can't
Baby,
tell
let me
me
tell you
nothing about
something.
America.
Yeah.
Baby.
Team USA.
America.
Absolutely. I was saying, I would drop the A like you. I was
Yes,
saying America. Yeah.
Right?
I don't need
was-
no A. I'm
we
that deep in it.
We was about that action for America
Yeah.
for how long?
For about a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And where are you now?
But we got to keep going though, because the Paralympics is coming up.
That's
You know,
true.
we got to stay focused.
That's true.
you
That's
know.
true. That's true.
We got to root for them as well. You know?
Absolutely.
What's my guy that won the 400 on sheer grit and
Oh,
American?
Who was that?
Quincy
Quincy
Hall.
Hall.
Quincy Hall.
Quincy
Yeah,
Hall
Quincy
is the
Hall.
definition of the American
And
dream.
he had a
Baby,
grill
he
in
was
his mouth.
struggling, though.
He had a grill in his mouth.
Yeah.
We love
I
to
love
see
that.
it.
Yeah.
He was authentically him
Absolutely.
on the gold
Mhm.
medal podium.
Yes.
We coming for that flag,
Listen.
y'all.
Yeah.
So I just, all right, listen, I mean, we gonna be back from week to week, okay? We gonna keep coming back. That's all we have for this week, but I'm gonna let y'all know we're reclaiming the flag. That's David Perdue. You can follow him at Do or Die. That is very clever, by the way. Great name. And that's Don Montgomery at _ Don Montgomery. We will be back with more MoCo. Welcome back to MoCo Family Business. All right, listen, we got a new whole, I know you see, you've already seen it, but look, we got my wife Sirena who's joining us.
What's
We got
up?
Snook calling from West Virginia. We got Cole calling from Maryland on the 1s and 2s. And so we have this thing that we're going to start doing. If y'all are used to our old show, where you're going to get a lot of our opinions, but we're going to have a little MoCo Mailbag. So this is for anybody that's going through anything. You can holler at us. We might be able to give the input. And so we already had some people that want to talk about us. So we're going to get into it because people want input on whether they should mind their business or they should make it our family business. And so we got some folks that want to talk to us, and we're going to check out the MoCo Mailbag. The first one up. Are y'all ready? This one is a doozy, and it involves social media. So, Snook, you're going to have to get in the mind frame of social media and the implications of that. Dear MoCo, my ex of 10 years ago and I cut ties after our breakup and disconnected from any communication. We have recently had to reconnect because we are now working together on a project. They have moved on, and so have I. We are both in a relationship. My ex recently added me on social media. Should I accept the request? Is it petty if I don't? Signed, trying to stay out of trouble. So let's hear it, crew. Should the person reconnect with their ex? Is it good to be friends with your ex? What are some good rules about staying in touch with your ex? I'm going to let Snooka Booka, I'm going to let you get the party started, Snook. What are your thoughts on the scenario?
It makes it for a very difficult relationship because it's very hard to not think about, what it was, what happened, those looks and things. And it's hard on your spouse as well, thinking, well, they're over there with that other person that they used to have a relationship with. I just don't think I would want to hook back up or have anything to do with bygones be bygones.
Snook said decline.
Right, it's a no for Snook.
Snook gonna see her request come through. Decline from Snook. Cole, how you feeling? Is it okay just to be homies with the ex? What's up?
But they're an ex for a reason. Why are we re-chewing our meat at this point? Like, why go back for you to be angered by the same foolishness, and now you angering a new person in the relationship because now you angry, they angry. It's just, that just makes for a bad business. I don't know why you would even want, people avoid walking past somebody on the street they used to be exes with. Why would you want to have them in your life on social media? That's just crazy to me.
Because then they can see how good you're doing, though. I mean, if you're happy and
So you're trying to flex on them.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you have nothing to hide and everything, you in a relationship, they in a relationship, you living happily ever after, look at the pictures, look at the flicks. What's wrong with that?
Okay, so I think that there's different scenarios. You know, I know Renee's probably looking at me like right now because looking at me crazy because I'm very territorial. I understand.
Yeah, she's crazy. So I'm curious what she's about to say.
I am very territorial. I mean, I will admit that. I'm not ashamed of it. But I mean, okay, so there's exes like Danny Garcia and The Rock where they work great together, you know? And I have to acknowledge that we are in the entertainment industry. So, you know, sometimes we're going to run into people that we, you know, in this industry that we might have to work with or just at an event or something like that. So I think that there are different scenarios, but I mean, you never see Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston working together, you know, like.
Do they follow each other on social media?
Why? What's the purpose? What would be the purpose?
They could be really great partners. No, I'm not vouching for anything. I'm just saying there are scenarios where, like I said, Danny Garcia and The Rock, that has $7 Productions, they work really well together. They realize that they're probably better as not a couple, just as business partners.
Why can't we be friends?
Okay, so we're asking.
Why can't
but see, the
we
question
be
y'all
friends?
are asking is on the partner side of the ex. You're not talking about the other person who's in a relationship who does not want you over there on social media.
Well,
with
that's the thing, right? It has to be like a mutual.
Baby,
there's
I'm
nothing mutual about
working
that.
with this person.
I mean,
We
you
have
still
to
have to
have-
run it by me. You know, like if we don't approve, that as a unit, then it's not
I
happening.
have never asked for a consultation on my own social media about who I should follow. Cole, are you asking Shannon who to follow on social media?
No, because I'm not following any exes. That's not even something I'm going to do. So it's no conversation need to be had.
I mean, okay, did you go and unfollow all your exes when we got together?
Oh boy,
No.
let's not
you
go
see?
there.
You
Let's
see?
not.
No.
And in all
Because
honesty,
we're
I didn't
friends.
either. What? We're friends. We're
I told
friends.
you leave it alone. I told you leave it alone. I told you leave it alone.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Listen to your big sister. Just
Right.
leave
Okay,
it-
I'm gonna just leave it alone then, because we're not friends.
Okay. So look,
We're acquaintances. Is there?
think bottom line
Uh-huh.
is it has to be a mutual agreement. Like, I think that it is possible to be friends with your ex and just be friends. I know that Renee's looking at me crazy, like I said, because I'm very, like I said, territorial
She
with
just got
her.
mad I
But
said
I mean,
friends, and
this
she
is
said we could be
basketball world.
friends.
There's groupies. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. So of course we have to be protective with our people, you know. But at the same time, it's a security thing. I think that if you're secure in your relationship and you guys feel like it's okay, it has to be like a mutual agreement. I think that it's okay.
Okay, so
It depends though. Like I said,
It
if the
definitely
ex likes the
depends.
person, still no.
So Snooka Booka. Now Diddy don't even got a social media handle to his name. Okay, he talks about Spacebook and he talks about all these different social platforms. Do you think if Diddy was liking a lot of photos of different women, would that bother you?
Not in the least bit.
She said, because that's a secure woman right there.
Because
She's
sometimes
secure.
people don't like the social media because they'll go under photos and they'll start to see that their husband is under a lot of different people's photos, liking,
I mean,
throwing the money bag signs under it.
I will say Instagram has gotten better with that.
It's
Because
just
before,
the sign, baby. It's not the bag.
Oh, see, listen, this is
no, but you remember when Instagram used to be like so and so's picture?
Yeah,
It literally used to tell on you.
Snook. Snook said she could give him the emoji. She ain't getting the real money. See, this is a different era.
Yes.
They don't even care as long
Nuh-uh.
as they could. You're basically saying he can flirt because he ain't around them to even be around them. Is that what you're saying?
It's just no.
Like, he coming home to me anyway.
You don't care if Diddy's flirting on the internet?
No. I don't.
This is a revelation.
Cole, I want to ask Cole that because see, that's a different generation.
I don't
then
even know what we are
the
talking about right now.
Cole, did you care if you saw under pictures Shannon was up under women's photos throwing the money bag signs, liking it? Would you care?
I would actually be like, you've lost your mind. Because, first of all, because the interpretation of it, because it might not be what I interpret. It's what someone else who's messy, who's going to try to interpret. And they bring that mess into your household. Now you got people coming to you say, did you see he liked so-and-so's picture? Why? Just why are we going? Why would we even want to entertain this type of foolishness? And I understand Renee saying basically, oh, I have a work business and I work with some of the people, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah, I throw the fire flames. I'm throwing the fire flames because the content is lit.
Let it stay there.
It could be other emojis.
There are so many people outside your group to like your pictures and stuff. It don't have to be your ex. I don't.
I mean, you don't even know these people.
Wow, y'all are haters.
Okay,
that's what I'm realizing.
I'll be that.
There's only one person that ain't a hater in the building. It's Snooker Booker. Diddy's free to roam those social media streets.
I'm crazy, Renee. I'm in the middle.
Well, because I don't think Sirena would be okay if she saw me throwing some flames up under some fire content.
No, definitely not flames.
She's being very diplomatic. She's trying to be very neutral, but you best believe you got a conversation coming after we get off of this podcast.
I mean, we're definitely gonna do it. It definitely involves some pillow talking afterwards. You know, we're gonna be like, I didn't really like that.
I know, but how would you say it? Actually, would you come to me like that? Would you come to me so sweet like that?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, right. Look, this is so fun.
Of course,
yo, we're gonna unpack this all season long because this is gonna be. This is just so people. This is my wife, okay? This is Serena Grace, my wife, and I've never heard her come to me about any issues so sweet.
First of all, when have we had issues like that? Thank God, we have not had a lot of issues.
You do now.
Because I didn't even know. I'm not even supposed to follow my exes. I can't even like a photo.
First of all, I found out that you are still following your exes, and that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, you just found that out today?
No, I mean, you just said you didn't unfollow them.
I didn't.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's okay.
Because isn't that a little bit more extra, too? I'm all of a sudden in a relationship. I'm going through unfollowing anyone I used to deal with. Now, be for real.
I can see that.
That's a lot.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying.
You mean unfollow
okay.
everybody I used to deal with?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I'm okay with it, person. Just because I feel like it depends. It depends on the industry too. I feel like entertainment is fickle like that. You know, I feel like there's a lot of people who are friends still after, and
no friends in the industry.
It's a small world. It's a small world.
I feel like them eyeballs gonna be peered over at that social media a little bit closer.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like those memes, you know, like when the girlfriends are sitting next to the boyfriends or the girlfriends at the games, and they're like looking over at the game.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of eyeballs.
Oh, it's definitely her.
That's definitely
I scroll social media with her. Sometimes she'll be laughing at something on my phone, and she'll laugh, and I'll be like, "What you laughing at?" She's like, "That's funny." I'll be like, "On my phone?" All right, so listen, that's all we have for this week's family business. So sign to the person that was just trying to stay out of trouble. I'm assuming that the group consensus is don't accept that friend request.
Well, I say it's okay if you guys both agree on it.
But she don't even accept that for me. So I'm going to speak for her. She's trying to give you advice that she ain't even taken. Cole said, absolutely not. Snook said Diddy can roam the streets as long as he comes home to me. That's a song, ain't it?
You said look. You said look on social media is different than roaming the streets.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes social media ends up with a little sneaky link in the DM, Snooker Booker. I'm going to tell you about how social media can be real life at another time, okay? That's for a whole...
Don't listen to her, Snooker.
That's for a whole nother conversation.
You know what?
People have found love in a hopeless place called social media all the time.
You asked me out on our first date on social media, actually.
Baby.
Yeah, so you asked me out on our first date through Instagram.
Listen, I hollered at my wife through social media, if we being honest.
She did.
So, Snook, you can keep letting Diddy roam them social media streets if you want to.
That though barely turns his phone on. I don't know. That's
see, Snook got it made.
She could just say what she wanted. Say she ever talking all this trash. She know Dad don't barely turn his phone on. So there is no threat in her relationship of him roaming any streets.
Exactly, because you know what? We'll have to. The next thing we'd have to ask is it okay if people start cooking for Diddy? But that's a conversation for a whole nother day.
Oh yeah, no, I can really emphatically give you an answer for that one.
What is it?
other women's cooking now. That just don't
You
happen.
see how the different generations now, they don't play about feeding
I
them.
think that's all generations across. I don't like you eating from another person either.
She don't like nothing. That's what y'all gonna find out. In this MoCo family business, the one thing you gonna find out is this one right here, don't play, all right? Listen, like I told you guys, if y'all have a situation or a situationship that y'all wanna hear, our input, our thoughts, we have different generations. We've lived a lot of lives. She's Dominicana. They
And
crazy.
Salvadoreña.
And okay, we got some advice we could give y'all. So that's all we got for this week. I appreciate Snook, Cole, and my crazy one, Sirena, right here for chopping it up. We'll be back with more MoCo. Thank you all for joining us for this episode of Montgomery and Company. Big thanks to our contributors today, Don Montgomery, David Perdue, Snook, Cole, and Sirena. If you got a question for the MoCo Mailbag, send it to us at MoCo or at WABE.org or at Montgomery Co Pod on Instagram. And you can always check out our full conversations in the Montgomery Co podcast on MoCo Mondays at WABE.org/MoCo or any place you get your podcasts. This show is produced by Think Tank Productions in collaboration with WABE. Our executive producers are Amena Brown, Scotty Crowe, and Serena Grace. Production is by Matt Owen. Until next time, y'all, I'm Renee Montgomery, and this is MoCo, where it's all sports, culture, and family business.
WABE.